Someone get a fire extinguisher. My brother's on fire.
I don't want to stop living my life, but also don't want to spend money I don't have.
Did you hear me?
I'm hearing you, bro.
And everybody heard.
This is it.
Got the property king up in here. DJ Eman.
Not every date needs a price tag.
Dating is a madness.
What can we do? Are you ready to talk money?
I'm always ready. You know it's my vibe.
Come on.
But you know, the tunes ain't sounding as sweet as before with this cost of living crisis.
The cost of goods and services is going up quicker than people's wages.
Gas, electricity, everyday things that people would spend money on has gone up. So people need help and support.
You ready to look at some questions?
I'm ready. I've been ready. I was born ready. IT guy, bring that laptop.
Eman, let's do this. We got a text through from Rianne. So she said, I'm 25, from Manchester, and I'm a single parent of one. My wages haven't gone up, but my day-to-day costs have gone up so much that I've started dipping into my savings. What can I do to protect them?
It's a hard one. It's hard for a lot of people out there. Well done on having savings.
Absolutely.
Because that shows that you've put in the work, you saved for a rainy day. It's raining.
Look outside.
It's a rainy day right now.
I mean, all of us looking for ways to cut back. And one of the best ways to look at how you can cut back is anything that you do regularly.
Yeah, I think that's a great point in looking at your regular outgoings. There are bank accounts, and they make it really simple, really easy, so you don't need to necessarily look at spreadsheets and all that type of stuff. They break it down, look at where your money's going to make it easy for you to keep control of your spending. Like I always say, we work hard for our money. We've got to make our money work for us.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And we don't know exactly Rianne's situation, but if she is struggling, there really is help out there.
Absolutely. So it's all about checking what you're eligible for, and you can be eligible for benefits that will give you discounts on your council tax. You can also get support for mortgage interest. There's also help on your energy bills. So it's all about checking your eligibility.
Yeah, and reach out to not only a local authority, but also charities as well. They're there to help. So Rianne, you're doing an amazing job as a single mum, so definitely don't be down on yourself. Don't feel bad to use your savings if you need. You need to plan and look at where your outgoings are. So be as conscious as you can to look at where your money's going, your direct debits and so forth. And then if you do need additional help, then reach out to local authorities and charities to help you. Like, it's a hard time for everyone. Like I said before, you're doing a great job and we're here to support.
We got a text through from Gina. I'm 22 and I'm basically struggling to pay for any kind of social life. I get a regular income from my job, but going out with my friends, going on dates, it all costs money and everything is so expensive right now. I don't want to stop living my life, but also don't want to spend money I don't have. Please help.
Dating is a madness.
I'll go link the waiter. I'll say I'm going to the toilet, I'll go link the waiter. I say, yo, bro, look, I'm using this voucher. You seen it, yeah? It says 30% off the total bill. Don't come and say it out loud on the table. Yeah. You got to talk to him separately. So he applies that in secret.
Also, you can get this, like you said, the set menus.
Yeah.
The apps that you can use online.
Planning.
Plan, but also have a budget.
Absolutely.
So no, if your budget, if you got a budget per date, you know how much you can afford. You know how many dates you can go on.
Absolutely.
Don't have a budget for 4 dates and be trying to date 10 guys.
The money's got to stretch right now, though, bro.
Listen, you gotta go for a little brunch and then walk.
But social life in general, bro, how are people managing it?
I think you've got to be honest and open with friends. I think sometimes we can hide it, like, you know, like sometimes some of my friends were making money before I was making money. Yeah. And then you're trying to roll with them. You have to know your limits.
Yeah.
If you haven't got for the full party money, know how much money you got for what part of the party. So it's about balance.
Yeah, you hit a gem there, though. Be honest, man. Be honest with yourself, and that way you get to just live freely. You don't want to be someone who knows that they're struggling financially and you're secretly going to all of these expensive motives, but you're suffering in silence. Yeah. You don't need that right now,
it's painful, man. Socialising, dating, it's important. So definitely enjoy it, but plan. Have a plan for how much you're going to spend and don't go over that budget. Be honest. Let people know your situations. Don't let money be an issue in your relationship. And then finally, the apps that you can use online. Plan. I hope that helps.
Hope it helps, Gina. Not every date needs a price tag. All right, Eman, next up we got Gemma. Gemma sent us a little video.
Hi, my name's Gemma. I'm 42 years old and I currently live in Birmingham. I'm actually now self-employed. I literally just became self-employed this year. Living off of a self-employed wage is extremely difficult. So the advice that I would need is basically how to make self-employment work despite the fact that we're literally in a cost of living crisis.
Wow.
What a time.
What does she do?
So she's a DJ and voiceover artist. Multi-talented.
I think the big thing is that she's got these skills, and these are skills that a lot of other people would want to know or do.
Absolutely.
So she could go into coaching, or she could create a course teaching people how to DJ and the skills needed, the setup, even the equipment.
The next thing I always say as well is showcase your work. You can't just say, yeah, I'm a good DJ.
Yeah.
You can't say I'm a good voiceover artist.
Exactly.
You got to show it. You got to show people your mix using social media. And bear in mind, these tools are free as well.
Yeah.
So showcase your work. On the months that you're doing really well, reinvest it. I'd say use ads. That marketing you've done on the good months is going to help pay for those quieter months.
Gems. But obviously, we're self-employed as well. I know that in my journey, I had to be comfortable going back employed for a period of time. So I know that I've done contracting, I've done part-time work to help. So don't always put the pressure on your new business to pay you.
Do you know what's important as a freelancer as well, Eman? To set clear invoice terms. Just to ensure that that money's coming in when you expect it, and it can help with your cash flow and help you budget as well.
Definitely. And look at the invoice terms, because sometimes I've done it where I had a client and I didn't check, and it was 120 days. Check it to make sure you know when you're going to get paid.
That's the world of a freelancer, man.
Yeah.
When you first went self-employed, what pushed you to make that big jump?
It was freedom, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's freedom. You wanna be your own boss.
You want to be your... It's not easy.
It's not easy. You want to be your own boss, and then in the morning nobody wakes you up, and then payday comes and there's no payday. Because if you don't do sale, you don't make money.
It's catch-22, bro. Right, so Gemma, you've gone self-employed during the cost of living crisis. What you can do is diversify your income. You can teach people how to be a DJ. The next thing you want to do is maximize your marketing as well. And you can do that using ads or for free on social media. The next thing is set clear invoice terms, just to ensure that that money's coming in when you expect it.
And then finally, like, you can go and use the skills that you have employed and carry on doing your business at the same time. Big up, Gemma. Listen, man, when you're ready, teach me how to. I think DJ Eman. You think I'll rap? You think they'll book me for that?
DJ Eman sounds a bit bland.
What can it be? DJ Big E. Uncle E.
DJ Big E sounds like you're from like the 80s or something, man.
Listen, what's my DJ name? In the comments, tell me my DJ name. And we've got to put it out there, and then I'm going to get Gemma to teach me a mix. Coming soon. Coming
soon, man, straight. Eman, next up is Jenny. So she said, hi, I'm Jenny. I live in South London. We currently have 3 months left on our mortgage, and we have a 1.53% fixed interest rate. The only options now on mortgages are a much higher interest rate. They're essentially unaffordable for us. What can we do? This is it.
We've got a property king up in here.
Hey. I didn't say it. I think one of the first things to establish it, right, is what your mortgage payments are based on.
Yeah.
So your mortgage payments are based on 3 things, right? It's your interest rate. People have had low interest rates for a very long time. And when they're coming off their fixed rate, it's such a big jump. So when her fixed term expires, she'll roll onto her bank's standard variable rate. So she can remortgage to a new lender and get a new fixed deal. Or alternatively, she can do a product transfer, which is where she contacts her existing lender and they'll say, hey, we've got this great rate for you. It's better than the standard variable rate. And she can lock in another 2, 3, or 5 years with her existing lender like that. The next thing it's based on is your capital. So that's the amount that you've borrowed. So she could pay a bit more to get that mortgage down, which will ease the mortgage payments. But the third and final one is one that people often forget about. Your monthly mortgage payments are based on how long you've got your mortgage for. And what a lot of people are considering right now is stretching out their mortgage term effectively. So if you've got 25 years left on your mortgage, if you stretch that out to 30 years, it can ease those payments. But one thing to know is that if you do stretch out those payments, you will be paying more interest over time. But in the short term, while we're in this cost of living crisis, bro, it can ease those payments. The first thing you need to do is shop around. See what other lenders are offering. You can stick with your existing lender and do a product transfer, which is where they offer you a better rate than the standard variable rate. Finally, you can stretch out your mortgage term. And what you'll effectively do is bring those mortgage payments down and make them more manageable. Look, remember, everyone's situation is different, so be proactive and speak to your bank. Trust me, you got this.
Come on. Someone get a fire extinguisher.
Come on.
My brother's on fire.
You think I'm on fire right
Come
now?
on.
I'm cooking.
What's next?
We've got a text that's come in, and it's from Trent. I love to travel. It's my main interest, but the cost of living crisis means I can no longer afford it. I'd love some advice and tips on how to make my money go further. I love to travel too, man.
I love to travel as well.
What's your favourite holiday?
Listen, my favourite holiday, I'd say my favourite holiday, obviously, when you go back to Africa, like Niger, do you know what I mean? Those are my favourite holidays. But now, cost of living crisis, instead of going to Nigeria, I go to Peckham. Like, yeah, there's loads of Nigerians there. Like, so, listen, I think number one is know your budget and know what you can afford.
Yeah.
I think also book in advance. The earlier you book, normally the cheaper. So actually book in advance. I think that's where you can use things like, 0% credit cards to your advantage.
Yeah.
So actually, if you've got good credit and you've got a 0% credit card, you can use that now and then continue to save and pay that off. And now that's a much better way than you just saving and buying it in 8 months' time when it's going to be more expensive.
But the good thing about some 0% credit cards as well is that you can get points,
Yes.
which you can then use for flights.
Yeah.
Depending on the loyalty program, it can help you reduce the cash that you normally put towards a flight. But you need to be disciplined when you're using those 0%
please.
credit cards.
Please, listen.
Listen.
Hold your ear, listen. If you're going to use a credit card, make sure you can afford to pay it back. If you cannot afford it, listen, leave it alone. Stay in your house. I have said. Did you hear me?
I'm hearing you, bro.
Then everybody heard, so we know.
Everybody heard, bro.
Behave yourselves.
You gotta know yourself, man, for real.
Come on. I think also just know that you don't have to go now. There's no pressure.
Absolutely. Do not force it. Like I always tell people, don't force half a holiday. Wait until you've got what it takes to fulfill your passion and ensure that you do it properly. But also, when you're searching for holidays, one thing you can do that can potentially make it cheaper is use a VPN or a completely different device.
Listen.
Because when you're searching for holidays, they're tracking all of your information. Your price can increase as a result of that. I don't even take no prisoners. Do all the research on my phone, but use a completely different device to book the holiday, just to ensure that I'm getting the right price.
All right, Trent, number one, book in advance. The more you plan, the cheaper it's going to be. Then you can use 0% credit cards as long as you can afford it. Don't get into debt for holiday. You can build up points on credit cards as well, which can help towards your flights.
Finally, use a VPN or a completely different device to book the holiday.
Safe travelling, my friend.
Safe travelling, Trent. All the best. Eman, no more questions.
No way.
And while we've only answered a few questions, hopefully some of our answers will be applicable to your personal scenarios at home.
I really want you to understand that you're not defined by this moment. Like, if you're struggling, that doesn't mean you've done bad. A lot of people are struggling, and that's okay. There's help out there. Don't suffer in silence. Reach out and get the help and support you need.
Absolutely. And we've all got gems, so if you've got any particular gems that's helped you navigate this cost of living crisis, leave it in the comments below. Let's share, let's be collaborative. And thank you for watching.
Until next time.
Until next time.